Welcome to Hypnosis Today, the nation's first hypnosis TV talk show that explores the fascinating world of hypnotherapy. My name is Lisa Mackenberg, and I'll be your host, covering a wide variety of subjects to help you understand the power of the subconscious mind and how people are using hypnosis to achieve happiness, success, and prosperity. It is my pleasure to introduce two very special guests. Well, my first guest is Aguilera. She is an honors grad of HMI College of Hypnotherapy. She is a recipient of the prestigious Director's Award. She is an author of one of my favorite books called The Path of the One. And she has with her her very special guest, Selena. Selena came in to see Abby to use past life regression therapy to overcome grief after the loss of her husband. Please help me welcome my guests. Selena, I want to start with you. Tell us what happened.
A few years ago, I lost my husband. He had suffered a concussion at work by a passing vehicle, and within approximately 24 hours later, he had committed suicide.
I understand, like a traumatic brain injury and
Correct.
going on. Yes. Must have been extremely unexpected and devastating. And so, with a loss like this, how come you didn't go to see like a grief counselor or join a huge group? Why come see a hypnotherapist?
Well, I did do some traditional therapy. However, it didn't cover many aspects of the spiritual nature that I was looking for. I was really looking to have some of those really tough questions answered, such as, where are you now? And were you aware that you were doing this? Did you choose to do this? A lot of those very heart-tugging questions that
the ultimate
stay
questions.
with us.
They're
yes.
the ultimate questions, Selena. So how did you find Abby?
I found Abby online through a group.
What kind of a group? A mother's group?
It was a single mother's group, yes.
Well, Abby, I have to commend you. What we want to do is, no matter what we are involved in, we want to let everybody that has the contact with us, everybody in our circle, to know what we do and how we can help that person and what we can offer. So I think it's wonderful that you reached out through your mother's group and let everyone know that you are a hypnotherapist.
Thank you.
Did you have any preconceived notion about what hypnosis was?
Frankly, I went into it with the idea that this might be a little silly.
Of course.
But I tried to remain very open-minded.
Yeah, silly but open-minded. What did you know about past life regression therapy?
Nothing at all.
And how did you know that Abby did it?
Through conversations. She taught me a little bit about hypnotherapy, past life regression, and what we could do together to find some answers.
Well, I love finding answers through past life regression therapy. I've been teaching past life regression therapy for over 500 years now. It's one of my favorite things to do and to teach. Abby, can you teach us? How do we use past life regression therapy to help someone answer some of those ultimate questions?
Well, actually, this is the best way because you go through your own experience. When you're remembering a past life, you also go through the process of crossing over. You understand the cycles of life, your missions, your pre-agreements before even incarnating in this body. And that is one of the main reasons that I'm so passionate about my work, because I am able to help people remember who they really are. What is it that they're doing here on this planet? That we're not only here to work and pay bills and nothing else. We have a mission. And through remembering that mission, you get to the next level. You experience the expansion of your own consciousness, and you overcome many fears, phobias, trauma that you're perhaps carrying from another lifetime, and some that you are experiencing on this one.
Is past life regression for everybody?
Past life regression is for anyone that believes in it, Lisa.
I agree 100%, and always have. Always. So, Abby, how do we get somebody into a past life?
Well, basically, we get to experience 3 different stages in hypnotherapy. When your client comes as alpha, then we get to put the client on beta, and then theta, which is we go from 12 brain waves per minute.
That's a beta state.
That's
what we're
a
in right
beta
now.
state.
Is everybody in beta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Everyone in beta. 12 waves per minute.
Per minute.
And then where do you want to take them from there?
We want to take them all the way to 7,
Theta.
which is theta state.
So
it's
you're
somnambulistic.
awake. You are physically, your body feels like it's physically asleep, but the mind is very present, aware, and you have focused concentration. Is that the state you work in?
Exactly. We have to use a very specific hypnotic voice and a rhythm because you want to keep the client right in between the stage of still being present and being able to answer questions, but almost falling asleep. We want to keep them right there to access.
So I
the
want to
state.
ask you, what was that like for you to go into hypnosis and be in that state, a theta state, where you're still aware, but the whole body feels like it's asleep?
I was very aware that I was pretty much in a dream state.
Yes.
However, a directed dream. It wasn't random thoughts coming to mind. It was very specific with what we went in looking for.
What did you find when you went into your past life?
Prior to our session, I had many questions, one of which was, how are you feeling now? Where are you? And that was answered through our therapy.
Tell me about that.
Well, originally when we went in hypnosis, the vision became very clear and I saw where I was. I was on a beach in times that I can only explain that appeared to be biblical. People were in very plain garments, and there seemed to be some type of ritual taking place. I did not understand what the ritual was, but you could clearly see that they were working together. From here, we had proceeded to go up into town, and I found a room there that seemed to be sucking air through it. The only purpose was for it to suck air. I didn't know what it was.
Sure.
I then was in on a large outdoor patio. There were people swinging balls of fire. There was lots of red, lots of orange. It appeared to be a celebration. However, people were very calm. I did take note during that process of walking through the patio that nobody took time to greet me or to say hello or have any conversation. From there, again, I was down by the beach again. I had experienced a lot of heat and a very sudden feeling of sadness and being overwhelmed.
Yes.
And at that point, I realized that I was looking at what I now understand to be as an ossuary, which is a concrete box with inscriptions on it, and in that time period, it would carry the dead.
Yes.
I understood that I was in that box, that I was past, and what I was experiencing was viewing my own funeral and passing and the rituals with this. I then went into the ocean, carried my box away. Once we were very deep and it was very dark, I looked up, saw the light. I did not want to go into the light at all.
Of course.
I was not ready.
Yes.
I felt I had unfinished business, but then I was in the light and I was warm. I was with family that had passed.
Were you able to find your husband?
No, I did not see my husband at all. As a matter of fact, prior to the session, that was my hopes that I would
Yes.
see him and have conversation with him, but no, I didn't. I did not see him.
So that was not the journey that was pre-selected for you. What did you learn from the journey you were on, not the journey that you thought you wanted? See, people don't get what they want, but
Right.
everybody gets what he or she needs. What did you get that you needed, Selena?
I absolutely got what I needed. I had been asking, where are you? Are you okay? And the answer was, he was gone. He was with family. He was with those who cared for him. He was in a place where he could look back to see what he had experienced and take the knowledge he needed from that. And he also felt that it wasn't his time, or not it wasn't his time, but he wasn't ready. He still didn't want to go. He was comfortable there and he was happy. He had people who loved him, but he wasn't quite ready to let go.
So from your experience, you understood what he was experiencing and it answered the ultimate question. So now that you've had past life regression therapy with Abby, how has it impacted your life today, here in this realm at this time, in this lifetime?
Well, I certainly feel better knowing that he's okay and he's with people that love him and care for him, and that he's finished his mission, so to speak, and take with him what he was meant to learn. And you know, when you lose somebody you love that's so close to you, it makes you question your own mortality.
And now, what do you know about your own mortality?
I feel good knowing that I'm going to continue to live.
I gotta ask, how has it impacted your parenting? Because we do have children, don't tell them this, but technically there are replacements. You do know that, guys, right? Does it impact how you parent your children?
Every day, yeah,
how?
Absolutely. I'm always very aware of my conversations with them. I'm very aware of their feelings and my feelings when we come together, and particularly when we part. You know, something the wise tend to pass on to us is don't go to bed angry with one another. That's not something I would pay much attention to before, but after the loss of my husband and experiencing our hypnotherapy, I definitely keep that in mind and always leave my children with a positive message.
What would you say to anybody who has ultimate questions about seeing a hypnotherapist of all things?
To go in open-minded.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And what would you say about working with Abby?
It's been an absolute blessing. Absolutely.
Well, Abby, I want to give you the last word here and ask you, what are, well, even one suggestion you want to give to someone after that person has his or her past life regression, before you awaken that person from the hypnotic trance, from the theta state back up to the beta state?
Absolutely. And this is something I would really like to emphasize, is that they have to leave behind the experience that they just went through, because especially if they experience their own death and there was any physical or emotional trauma, we want to make sure we're closing that door, we're leaving that scene behind and all those experiences, and that we need to remind the client that when they awaken, they're going to feel well all over, and they're going to have a very pleasant sensation when they listen to the recording, and that each and every time they listen to the recording, they will feel well all over.
I love it, because we want to take the wisdom from our past life regression experience, but not ever take any of the negative inferences from it. Abby, everyone is going to want to come and have past life regression therapy with you, or your other ways of doing unique, wonderful hypnotherapy. I know that you have a practice here in the greater Los Angeles area. Do you Skype or FaceTime? Because this show is seen by people all over the world.
Absolutely, and I am also Spanish. I speak fluent Spanish.
Wonderful.
And I want to emphasize also, Lisa, that quantum healing and past life regression can only be done in person. So I do have groups all over the U.S. that when they have 7 or more people that need past life regression, I go there. But for any other hypnotherapy technique, I do Skype.
Good distinction to make. And you can reach Abby Aguilera at hmigrads.com. Well, it appears we're out of time for this segment. We need to take a short break. But I hope all of you will stay tuned, because when we return, we'll meet another honors HMI grad and learn how to use hypnotherapy to overcome feelings of anxiety. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.